Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're talking flat roof like you see on the front porch of this building, or it's a commercial roof like this, or if it's an RV. You see, whether it's an RV tech or whether it's a licensed contractor and thinks he's a professional, leads to problems like this. You've got RV roofs, which are being mass produced, fast speed, and they come up with products such as this Dicor lap sealant, which is a guaranteed leak. Okay? I can take any RV today that's 2 years old, and if you're in the state of Minnesota, feel free to get a hold of me. I'll have the information down below. And I will hit your RV roof with a moisture tester, and I guarantee you have leaks. And residential flat roofs. You see, this particular one was done approximately 6-7 years ago prior to me purchasing the land to put my forever home on. And over the front porch, I already knew there was an issue on the flat roof the day I walked up to it. So you see, if you look at this, which was done by a professional, all the metal around the perimeter here has never been flashed. They literally, by the valley line, I'm going to call it that, it's a transition from the shingles to the flat roof, where it met the valley, they used tar. Unacceptable. Tar and EPDM do not mix. Guarantee you that will eat that rubber and destroy it. As far as the wall runs we see here, you notice that the EPDM is pulling away from the wall. Somebody went up there and tried caulking it, but yet there is a 1-inch gap. And it's been that way for at least a few years. So I'm shocked that the ceilings didn't drop, but I know where the water went. It went directly down this wall right here. And if you look up, you can see ceiling cracks. Here, let me move the camera. I'll show you the ceiling cracks real quick. There you go. You see those up there? Right there. Okay? That all comes from that flat roof leaking and not working properly or installed properly. Let alone, check this out. Look it, I'm tapping on the flat roof. It's like a balloon. That roof is doing the same thing. Some of you RVers have the roof doing the same thing. You know, I had the opportunity, I think it was 2 years ago, down in Florida. We were over by Crystal River. One of their campers that were staying there had a beautiful, I'm not even going to mention the manufacturer, but when we got there, I noticed he had a tarp across the front of the camper. Now, we were just setting up. I didn't have time to go talk to the gentleman or deal with it. I had too many things of my own going on at the moment. Come the morning, I watched them pull out. They took off. So I suspect they were going to get the roof fixed. Later that evening, they came back. Then I went on over there and I see that he's tarping it again, so I introduced myself. I went and told him what he needs to purchase and I would help him fix this. And the problem lies really with these roofs on these RVs. The RV manufacturer has taught the RV techs that you only do water-based acrylic bonding to the roof deck to which the product is adhering. We have TPO that I'm holding in front of me. We also have some PVC sitting here, which is sometimes used on RVs, and then EPDM 45 mil. They're taught that you take the roller, as you see me doing here, and you only do the deck. And then you roll the rubber out real quick and you brush it in. That is so wrong in so many ways. Now, I know a lot of you RV techs out there, and I've watched you on YouTube, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. You do your own due diligence. Because in this manual, the manufacturer of the TPOs, EPDMs, it doesn't matter if it's Carlisle, Firestone, which are the two major brands out there, Dicor. If you go look on Dicor, you will find TPO for sale for RVs. They will sell EPDM and PVC, depending on what your needs are. Those products are actually manufactured by Carlisle, believe it or not. It took me a while to do some research and figure out who was manufacturing it because I knew damn well they weren't doing it, but they're promoting it. So the RV manufacturers are buying from them. If you go onto their website, onto Dycor's website, they talk about the stuff. It's 40% lighter. Well, that's fantastic. That means it's 40% thinner. And it is. This is 45 mil. On the website it says 27. Oh, I took the gauge inside. Now I realize I peeled all this off of my RV roof when I redid it. And then when I checked it, it was actually 24. So I firmly believe I overstretched it. That RV's 5 years old. Why the hell am I pulling this off? Because it failed. The manufacturer of the RV warranties these RVs for 1 year. Structurally, 3 years. But if you go read the warranty on this stuff, you are required to clean this roof. You are required to maintain this roof to prevent it from leaking. Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if my RV is under 5 years old, why the hell do I have to worry about cleaning the roof, caulking the roof, and keeping it from preventing it from leaking? What's the benefit to that? You as the manufacturer really should know what the hell you're doing. As far as I'm concerned, there should be a class action lawsuit going down on every single manufacturer right now for many different reasons. We're not going to get into that today, but I think everybody needs to come together and get a hold of their congressmen and raise hell, because there needs to be some building standards. And these things do not even meet anything close. Now, when we talk about roofing materials, and we talk about installation issues, if there's a flat roof involved, whether it's an RV, whether it's a home, whether you're buying a commercial building, you must, and I mean you must, get them inspected. I don't care what kind of experience you have. See, I'm going to tell you a little story. Many of you that have watched my videos have seen me sitting outside my old Keystone Copper Canyon. Incidentally, that thing is built 10 times better than my 5-year-old unit, and that was an '06. My wife and I decided it was time to get a new RV. We're going to look. We want something a little bit more luxury. We want something a little more roomy and newer. Hopefully, I wouldn't have to work on it as much. So I thought. Can you say wrong answer? So what happened was one day we've been watching and we looked at many different units down in Texas when we were down there last winter. And man, did I see a lot of crap out there. Overly priced crap. So we were sitting here at home, got back to Minnesota. My wife finds one on Facebook. Montana. Oh, I want a Montana. That's quality. That's beautiful. So we go look at this thing. There's some minor wear in it, but overall it was beautiful. Didn't see any signs of water leak. I'm a contractor. I've done it for years. But I'm excited because finally I'm finding something that doesn't look like crap. It's actually overall in great condition. So we do the walkthrough and I look over things, and now I know damn well I should have hooked up to that camper, hauled it up to the shop. I should have plugged it in. I should have turned everything on. I should have made sure it worked. But two things. One, it was an older gentleman like myself. Unfortunately, he was going through a divorce. So they needed to sell it. I'm one, I don't like playing the shopping game. I know what I want. If I find it, I like it, I buy it. That's how I work. It's not the smartest thing in the world. So I got a foggy head. We're walking around outside. I see a couple little stupid issues, but it's apparent that the unit really wasn't used much. So we're getting ready to leave. My wife says, hey, you need to go up and look at that roof. And I go, I'm headed up there, which I was. So I go up on the roof. Meanwhile, the guy tells me that it was inspected by an RV tech. And that's why he's asking what he wants, because of the condition it's in. You know where this is going, don't you? So I go up on the roof and I take a look at this thing. Now I see that there's an attic ventilation vent up there busted off. I see the plumbing stacks are busted off. The caps, the covers that are on these RVs, they look like this. And they're snapped off. Here's a picture of them. Not a big deal. I'm not telling him I know how to fix flat roofs. So I'll take care of it myself. We'll get a nice deduction. So I'm going to play his little game. So I run over to Camper World. Incidentally, anybody looking to buy a camper, do not go to Camper World. Go research on YouTube. You will find out, so you're not getting what you think you are there. But anyway, I went to Camper World in Monticello. They have to get this stuff quoted out. So I had 3 vents that need to be replaced. An attic roof vent, 2 bathroom roof vents. I had them quoted because I knew where this was going. I already knew how Camper World works. I got my estimate. I just about hit the floor. $1,000 to replace 3 vents that take you 1 hour. Fine, that works for me. Put the thing back in, go back and meet with him. I showed him what it's going to cost. He said, well, I could go to Home Depot and buy a couple vents and fix the problem. I wouldn't, and I won't be buying it either at that point. So we came to an agreement. I gave him a deposit. I'm excited. I got a camper. I got to fix a couple roof vents. No big deal. We get it home. I plug it in. This is why I'm telling you this story, because if you're contemplating buying an RV, please pay to have it inspected. Pay the $500 before you lose 30 grand or more. I don't give a shit if the camper's 10 grand. Pay to get it inspected by a true RV tech. He may not know how to fix the roof properly because the way the manufacturer taught him, but at least now you're going to know what is wrong, needs to be addressed, and am I getting a good value? Because I got it home, I plugged it in, hooked it up, flipped the air conditioner on, and I hear all this crap blowing through the ductwork. My first, what the hell? This thing's barely been used, so why is all this garbage in the ductwork? Why didn't they clean it out before they closed it up? It reminds me of a lot of home builders. Go in to do a remodel, I find crap behind. It's just stupid how people don't clean up. They just, if they can cover it, they will cover it. So wrong in so many ways. Well, long story short, I turned around and one day I decided it's time to replace the bathroom fan. If you guys aren't familiar with the RV traditional bathroom fan, they look like this right here. They got that little 3-inch fan. Well, that ain't moving squat out, okay? I want that 12-inch opening to be a fan, a true fan, and I want to be able to turn it on, turn it off. I like to leave it run when we're traveling. That way it's moving air through the camper. It helps keep the humidity out. If we're taking showers, it sucks the humidity right out of it. The number 1 killer to an RV is moisture. Okay? So I'm changing this fan out. I take the inner liner out, drop it down. Meanwhile, I got my head up there and I'm disconnecting wires and the air conditioner comes on. I get a blast of cold air upside my head like no tomorrow. This is the attic. This is not a duct. This is not a vent. What the hell am I doing getting hit with cold air? Something's not right. I go ahead, order my new fan, get it all put together and put it all in there. Time comes to go replace the roof TV antenna that was also busted, incidentally. But that was $100. As you can see, I'm pulling up the TV antenna and I walked this thing. I felt it was solid everywhere. But I did not check from the TV antenna to the edge of the roof, which was rotted. So when I pulled the TV antenna up, all of a sudden I was able to put my hand under the deck and I could feel the softness, and I felt it when I was walking around, so I knew I had a rotted spot. So I proceeded to cut this piece out because I'm only going to replace that parcel piece of decking. Not a big deal, and then we're just going to patch it back in and voila, we're going to be done. Well, I don't know exactly what led to this, but as I protruded down the wall, the RV edging of the roof, checking to make sure everything was in good condition, sealants were good around all the gutter flashing, which you see right here, I hit another soft spot in the roof. Son of a beehive. As I looked closely, I found another hole in the roof. Okay, we got issues. Well, not a big deal, because I'm going to come back with this product right here. We're just going to coat it and seal it. I'll do the quick repairs and we'll be done. And this, by incidentally, is silicone roof coating. And we're going to be talking about that installation in an upcoming video. So, long story short, I pulled up a sheet of plywood to replace some rotted. I decided I'm just going to do it this way. Replace the whole sheet. And when I pulled this up, I found this. Talk about a man's gut hitting the floor. You see this? Acorns everywhere. How about the holes in the ductwork? Okay. This is called flat roofs gone wrong. Most of you that are first-time RVers, this would kill it for you. This RV is technically a total. You see, not only did I have that issue because I didn't plug the RV in, because I didn't choose to test the microwave, I chose not to test the refrigerator on the AC side. I found out not only did we have an issue up there, we found some raw wires up there where the squirrels had went nuts up there. Somehow the squirrels got into that attic and they made homes. Stupid thinking. Same thing can happen on a residential home. You go over to this house, you purchase it, you love the home, it's beautiful. The home inspector comes out, he looks at the flat roof. He goes, well, we got some separation between the roof and the wall, like you see right here, that needs to be addressed. It appears it's in bad shape. But because you know that you're getting a fantastic deal on this house, as I did here, I didn't care. I'm purchasing it because I'm not planning on living in the house, because I'm making it an office. I'm going to make it partial studio. So hopefully I can be more consistent with my videos. Now, in order to turn this into an office, I need to address the roof issue. So we know we had the water issue. We know we had water running down the walls. No water damage in the ceilings up there. But when you look at the picture right here, it's apparent it's wide open. Look at the metal flashing around the perimeter. Insane. But it looks like somebody went and got some 6-inch and made some L flashing, screwed through the EPDM, which is absolutely fine. Did that around the perimeter, but they forgot a step. You need to flash the top of that and seal it so water doesn't get underneath the metal, get in by the screws, weep in and rot out all the soffits and everything else in line like it has done. Then we go to the wall run. Let alone the roof was never installed properly. That's going to be a whole nother topic. Many things are wrong here. One, there's no counterflashing. If we come to our manual, it talks about the counterflashing in here. Incidentally, I will put these manuals on our website under flat roofs. I'll have a link in there and we'll post some of this stuff and we'll talk about it. And if you guys want to carry a conversation on it, you can do it over at letsdiymyhome.com. That's where I'm going to start pushing this stuff and promoting it over there, and giving you links there to download for free. So that way you know what you're getting into, because it's not that difficult. So 2 things occurred. Number 1, things gone wrong. This is what we call perimeter strip. Every one of these holes or blue dots is supposed to have a plate like this. Just a metal plate, 3-inch round plate with a screw, goes through here and gets screwed into the deck. The purpose of this is so when the rubber gets old, it prevents it from shrinking and pulling away from the wall. The second issue that they have here, I know for a fact based on this line on the stecco that you see that the rubber only went up a couple inches. Again, you go into here, I don't remember what the specs are, but as far as I'm concerned, minimum it should be a 6 inches going up that wall, 6 to 8 inches. I believe technically it's supposed to be a foot, if possible. Not done right. I've seen a lot of commercial buildings done the same way. Here's a picture of one right now. I like their idea, but the thing we all have to remember is the number 1 failure on flat roofs is seams. The number 1 fails on flat roofs on single ply systems are protrusions. That means anything that penetrates through the roof will fail. I guarantee you, if it's not flashed properly, it will fail. Rudy, right here, RVs. There isn't a commercial, nowhere in this guide on flat roofs does it say, go and get Dicor lap sealant for RVs and caulk your seams, caulk your skylights, caulk your plumbing vents, caulk your wall flashings, caulk, caulk, caulk. That's what the RV manufacturers tell you. So wrong in so many ways. Here's commercial lap caulk. This is 5 years old, cracked, and actually isn't sealed. If we look right here, this is on the fiberglass cap that I'm pulling off. Yes, we're going to be going through installations on residential and commercial and comparing them. You will find in RVs, you'll find out they are done the same. Here on the cap, look at this. I am pulling and rolling the Dicor back on a 5-year-old wood. It is not adhered to the fiberglass. How the hell is that a water protection? It's not. And that's why we have leaks. That's why maybe your RV has a leak. Black lap sealant, done by Firestone. This one's called Mealhide, which is really Carlisle. Great product. Again, I use Volcom as a water block. I used it right here when I patched this roof in temporarily because I ran out of time. This will bond to the EPDM. This will bond to the Steckel. This will not let go. This will not fail. This is guaranteed 30 years. This is guaranteed the day after you install it. This, the manufacturer says you must clean and inspect and recaulk regularly, which is right for you. Keep doing this. My information will be down below. You have an RV roof leak issues, you want to get them resolved, you don't want to tackle them yourself, get a hold of me if you're in the state of Minnesota, and I will be more than happy to resolve it. Let me assure you this. Well, let me not say 30, but say 20, because I guarantee them for 15. But let me say this right now. I don't have it in here, and I should have brought it. Eternabond. Here's a picture of Eternabond tape. I'm not an Eternabond tape fan. And I've made some comments on some forums that I'm not an Eternabond tape fan. But let me assure you, Eternabond around a roof vent hit with the edges with polyurethane, and if you use a roller like this and you roll it in like you see me doing here, and you get that rubbed in and bonded very well and cleaned and done properly, that's going to last you 20 years. Now, I'm going to go through some final steps here and talk about these EPDM products. And then we're going to wrap this up for today. So, the three major types of products that are out there today is obviously you already said them. Actually, there's four because I do consider this silicone-based coating as a roof material. You will never ever hear a commercial roofing guy talk about getting Old Henry off of Amazon or whatever. All these other things that are manufactured out there. I'm not saying that they don't work, but there's a saying, you can do it once or you can do it twice. We're going to do a quick highlight. PVC roofs, a lot of RVs have them. They're not used so much today, but they still are out there. PVC is a fantastic material, UV protected. It actually reflects the UV rays away to extend and keep the RV cooler, or keeps the home cooler, or keeps whatever. Maybe you're doing it over a porch on a commercial building. It'll help keep it cooler. It doesn't allow the heat to build up. It helps prevent those things. What is its number one downfall? PVC, over time, because it curves around the roof edge, it will crack right there and start leaking. That's its number one failure. TPO, fantastic product. That's a major upgrade over the PVC. Both these products that I'm talking about, these three right now, are 45 mil. They're twice as thick as what this is from an RV manufacturer. The TPO, this is available in 10-foot wide sheets. This is DIY friendly for an RV. Did you hear me? It is DIY friendly for an RV. This is not DIY friendly for doing a garage roof, or if you have a house that has a flat roof and it's more than 10 foot wide, you're going to have issues. Because this stuff, in order to seam it, you technically have to use a heat gun like this. And we're welding the seams like you see being done right here. Not user friendly, because the time you go and buy all that equipment, it's not cost effective anymore. Then you might as well hire somebody like myself to come out and redo those. Now, the next one in line, its number one failure very much, or let me rephrase this, its strong point, very much like the PVC, is the UV reflectant. Okay? TPO has come in, has really pounded the market and done a fantastic job. It is a damn good product. I cannot knock it. Next one in line is EPDM. This one is black. They do make a white one. Right now it's very difficult to come by. I don't understand why, but I'm guessing it's still pre-COVID crap and we're having a hard time getting it. But that RV that you just saw that I'm talking about was done black. When it was done, I put a single coat of silicone on top of it, which was my UV protectant. And oh man, is it comfortable up there. We're going to be talking about a lot of different products. And if you pay attention to this, and whether you have an asphalt roof or a metal roof, there's a couple things in here that can be used on those roofs that will help the attic heat, especially for the folks that are down south in Arizona, Colorado, Texas, where it gets to excess of 100 degrees. What if we could drop that inside attic temperature by 20 and 30%? Very much can be done. Roof ventilation. There's going to be a video at the end talking about roof ventilation. If you want to understand that more, there it is. Okay. EPDM is absolutely my favorite. It is not the most cost effective. The product costs more than the others. This is the same thing that's made, inner tubes are made of. Whether you have a bicycle, a tractor, or lawnmower, if you have an inner tube on it, it's EPDM. We can just call it that. It's the same stuff. But it's the way that we adhere it. It's the way that we install it. We're going to be going through the process of installations on these upcoming videos on all of these items. We're going to be explaining why these items are better than the factory TPO. Yes, you can go to Dicor and get, I don't know, there's probably a half a dozen different colors of product. The darker the color, you lose the UV protectant. Okay, within 5 years, this probably only has about a 20% UV protectant. The camper will start to get hot. I'll give you one final quick story. My old camper that many of you have seen when we're down in Texas. I went and put this on it. I never was a die-hard liquid silicone roofing fan. We used it. We did a lot of them. We did them on pole barns. We sprayed metal roofs. We sealed them where the screws were leaking. That's what we used them for, to keep everything nice and watertight. So they did a fantastic job for that. My old roof on my RV was EPDM. It was 15 years old. That was probably about the same thickness as this, around 24 to 27 mil. Pretty thin. I'm seeing cracking. I'm seeing changes. So boom, here we go. I'd coat the roof. I'm finished with the roof. Would you believe that next summer we went out after we coated it, we didn't have to turn the air conditioner on to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was that big of a difference over your traditional TPO white roofs. It is by far more efficient. All right, with that said, we're going to call this done. I think we did an overview of what's going on and where we're going. So the next few videos are going to be starting to get into tear-offs and installation and the right way to install things to prevent further issues. We're going to set up a small display in here, and we're going to do a small corner on how to flash things properly as well. So if you want to get involved in that and you want to learn more, please hit the like and subscribe button. Otherwise, God bless you all. Till next time. See you soon. Bye now.